What's every What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jackrabbit here, and Billy Goat. I'm not gonna try to point to him because I'll pick the wrong side. I think he's like over there.
Yeet.
Okay, all right, and we're talking. Ironically, he did the yeet thing. Yes, we are talking some wrestling. If you can tell by the headline, which I think is down there. I think they move it around so much on YouTube. It's kind of
It'll
hard
be
to
on the
remember where
YouTube video. Don't worry.
Yes. So we're talking WrestleMania predictions. We're going to do both night 1 and night 2 here. That way we're covered.
Yes.
We don't have to do another video tomorrow. We are recording this on WrestleMania. We are recording this on Friday. So if anything happens on Friday Night SmackDown that we do not cover here, don't be mad at us.
We'll post it in the comments. So, like, if they announce another match, we'll post our predictions for the newly announced matches.
Yeah, but I think I've got this covered to where even if a match is announced, we've already got it covered anyways. So we're going to cover 2 potential matches before we get into the card, which is a potential Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega for the United States Championship, the Women's United States Championship, to be technical. You know, keep
Chelsea's
everybody happy.
been head to the champion. She really has been. She's had a whole group. She's had a group to help her. But yeah, if this is announced, where do you think it goes on the card?
I would stick it. Well, night 2's got the open slot,
right?
Because it's only got 6 matches, to whereas night 1 has 7. So it'll probably go on night 2. Probably midway through the card. I couldn't imagine it being a closing match. Well, obviously not going to be a closing match, but towards the end, I see it more than like the middle of the card somewhere.
Yeah, I could see it being like 3rd or 4th up. If that match happens and there isn't ringside interference or there's an accident, I'm telling you, with how long her career's been, her story, Zelina Vega has to win, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree.
A big Mania win.
Chelsea's had the United States title for what, 6 months or so?
Ever since she won it, yeah, she's had it for a while. So
yeah, she's had a good reign with it. It's time for her to start losing, and then because Lyra Valkyrie is about the same space, where they've had it for long enough, to establish the title.
Lyra won in January, so she's had it.
Okay, yeah, she's only had it 3 months.
3 months.
Her, I don't see her losing it probably closer to SummerSlam, but Chelsea had hers long enough that it's time.
Well, I mean, if they do the match, they may wait till SummerSlam to do it, which, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to wait SummerSlam for this. It may be Backlash.
True.
Ironically, we're going to be there.
I would put Zelina over, though, just given her story.
I agree. It's time.
And she hasn't won a belt, and she's a lot better. Like when she was in that Puerto Rico match against Rhea, they had one heck of a match.
Oh yeah, that was a hell of a match.
Zelina can go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm a fan of her outside the ring. She's really cool, and like I said, her dad. If you guys don't know, she lost her dad in 9/11. You know, it was a very horrible thing, and that's inspired her to be a wrestler. So I think, given that story, personally, I think she deserves to win if the match is added.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's just a question of when.
When.
It's not an if, it's a win. I say with them having such a short time frame between WrestleMania and Backlash, I could definitely see them possibly extending that out and having it at Backlash as well.
Oh yeah, easily.
But we'll cover that when time comes. I said we're going to be there in person, so
yeah.
If you see us, feel free to say hi.
Or yeet.
Or yeet. Yeet works too. Next up is I can almost guarantee you this is going to happen. The question of who's this man going to face, which is Randy Orton. There is no way WWE is going to keep Randy Orton off the WrestleMania card. Its question is how long they're going to wait for they officially to announce who he's facing. And who is he facing?
Who?
I could see them waiting till the night of. And like if they have a guest host or something, which we're not going to try to predict who that's going to be. And having them announce, oh, this is who you're facing. Music hits. which I already have a prediction of who it's going to be.
Well, we have talked about it. If Nick comes out in ring gear, if they announce Nick ahead of time, we know it's official. If they don't announce it and it still happens, which I think it will, I think Nick comes out and they do a swerve. So Nick comes out in ring gear and then, like what the New Day did with the Hardys, and then somebody else walks down the ramp.
Yeah, but the thing is, unlike with New Day, WWE fans don't know what his ring gear looks like. They've never seen it. Well, the just WWE fans.
Well, yeah, but Nick could come out in ring gear is what I'm saying. He could look like he's ready to go, and then they put somebody else comes out.
Yeah, but the way they've been laying out this story, it would just make sense for it to be Nick. Plus, with it being such a short time frame, he's an easy person to slot right in there.
He is the only. I've been thinking about this. We haven't talked about this much, but what if Nick comes out and says, "You know what? I haven't been in the ring for so long. I'm not going to wrestle. But if you think you're going to leave here without a match, I'm afraid I've got some bad news."
That would also be a good one, because they've worked plenty. Wade, and Randy had a pretty good rivalry back.
Yeah, they did.
Wade was with WWE. Sorry, I can't remember what year that was. Everybody, I'm sorry.
It's been a bit. I want to say like 2012 was when they had the 40-man Rumble. So I'm going to, or was it 2011? 2011. Yeah, 2011. So it would have been probably like 2010, 2011, sometime in that era is my guess on when they rivaled. But yeah, that's one. Wade can go in the ring. The question is he in ring shape? That's the thing with these people that aren't wrestlers. They're not always in ring shape.
Yeah, I know Aldis was always planned to switch to being a wrestler. When he first signed, he had some back issues, and I think he had like another injury that he ended up working out. But he was always planned to switch from being the GM to being a wrestler. And this is kind of like the perfect time to do that.
To me, if it's Nick, okay, let's just say it's Nick versus Randy. Who do you think goes over there?
Oh, I almost want to say because it's his first match and audiences do need to know how BA he is. I would have to say Nick.
I could see that. I was leaning more towards Randy, but if it's a mystery opponent, then the mystery opponent wins in order to either a debut or a return or something.
Yeah, depending on who it is.
And it how badly they want to Rusev Day.
I don't think it's going to be Rusev Day. He signed too recently. Because you don't want a situation of where he comes out at WrestleMania and then he disappears.
You know what would be really funny?
Kind of like the situation they had with Alexa Bliss here recently. But that's not.
What would be funny is if Jimmy Uso comes out and then R-Truth's music hits. He goes, "Little Jimmy, you've grown."
That actually would be funny. Let's be honest, that would be funny.
That would be. No, I see. Let's just say for now it's Randy and Nick in a match. I do think, even if Randy wins, they're going to make Nick get really close.
I know a lot of other people have said Aleister Black as well, but as I've said to you off camera, I'm just going to say it here. I don't think they're going to do that because the difference between Aleister Black, as great of a performer as he is, and Cody. Aleister, when he went away, not to any fault of his own, it's completely AEW's booking, but he did not raise his stock to deserve that mystery opponent spot at WrestleMania.
I don't know. He got a better character. At least they got his character down over in AEW.
Yeah, he got a better character, but stock-wise, as a draw and all that, he really didn't grow any higher. He kind of really just stagnated, but it's not his fault. It was totally AEW's booking.
He had a great debut, and then they dropped the ball with him.
Yeah.
I think they would have kept him as a singles wrestler. I think if he would have been a singles wrestler over there, he would have done better.
Yeah, I think so too. Although with his group, if they're done right, look at the Death Riders currently, as much as I don't like a certain thing they're doing with that storyline, I will discuss that in another video though. But a group's can be done well, but for some reason, his House of Black stable just, besides that trios run, They really just did not do a whole lot of nothing.
Right.
Like, really, they just did nothing. And it's not any fault of the performers, because when they had matches, they were good matches. Speaking of the Alexa Bliss situation, which I just mentioned, I might as well mention it, is what's happening with her is when she was playing to come back, it was always playing that she was going to join the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
And because Bo Dallas got injured, aka Uncle Howdy, for people that don't know, since he got injured, I guess they put the group on the shelf. And because they're on the shelf, she has to be on the shelf.
See, that's what's so bad, because anytime she returns, they don't use her much.
Something
like
always ends up happening for that.
Yeah, why don't they just leave her as a single star until everybody from the group is ready, and then that way she can get some ring time?
I hear Bo's almost ready. Like, he could be back anytime now.
Okay. You could have them show up at Mania and attack somebody.
You could do that.
You could have Alexa and Nikki take out the winners of the women's tag title match.
I heard that is a possibility.
Because that could set that up for Backlash or SummerSlam for a little bit later on. So that could be interesting.
Yes. All right. So let's get into the actual matches.
Yes, night one.
Night one. Match one. We got Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I got to ask you a question on this one. You know, Gunther every week said he was going to make Jey Uso's life hell, and he did, and he kept attacking him. But do you think by him attacking Jimmy that he awoke a sleeping dragon? Do you think he messed up by taking out Jimmy?
Yes.
Same.
I think the rule is you don't piss off a Samoan, and he definitely pissed off a Samoan.
We are seeing another side of Jey Uso. He has cut the best promos of his career. He's gotten better on the mic. He's got the whole, every city he goes to, they're eating. They're eating, yeeting, watching wrestling, sleeping, and repeating. And I tell you what, every city they go to, they even got Michael Cole up on there eating, for God's sakes. His old butt.
He doesn't go on the announce table anymore. He does it standing up at the side of the announce table now. He doesn't get on the announce table.
Well, after his watch thought he was having a heart episode from eating, then yeah. But I do think Gunther messed up. I think Jey here gets the win, and that'll be a good way to kick off WrestleMania. I think that's going to be the opening.
Ludwig decides to make an appearance, which he needs to be staying backstage and keeping his girlfriend happy.
Oh,
if you all don't know who I'm talking about here, Ludwig Kaiser is dating Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, he gets to experience Tiffany time more than anybody else.
Okay, enough of this tech. But if Ludwig does decide to get his little butt involved, Jimmy should come out and just blast his butt. And he'd be
I don't see interference causing the result of the match. I do think it's going to end clean in the ring.
Yeah, because Gunther really doesn't have interference all that much.
But I see Jey winning this and becoming world champion.
Oh, I agree. Time. It's his time. It's Jey time. Oh, God. That was bad.
And the crowd in Vegas is going to be yeeting
all night. Oh, God. That sounded wrong.
Giggity.
Sorry, everybody. I don't mean it. All right. So, next up is War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, versus the New Day for the Tag Team Champions, the World Tag Team Championships. It is a regular tag match. So no special anything. And, all right, let's go with your prediction first, see if we agree.
Well, the New Day, since coming back and dropping the dead weight of Big E, they've been undefeated. So
I wouldn't really call Big E dead weight.
Oh, come on. He was holding them back the whole time, man.
If anybody's holding that group back, it's big Xavier Woods. Because the only thing apparently he's good for is morning wood. Oh.
Dude, hey, Rob. No, I think the New Day gets the win here. I think they get back on top of the tag division. They have a lot of momentum going in.
I agree. I think because Eric and Ivo have had those titles for a little bit, not very long, but sometimes you have to do that. We have quick title changes. Not everybody can hold them for 6, 7, 8 months.
Well, it's the way they've been booking the New Day. They've been getting the heel heat. They've been getting the big reactions. Even their own parents wore shirts saying New Day sucks. So to me, they kind of need that win to get their momentum to keep going. And then I think that'll help bring the tag division up because you've got American Alpha sitting in the background. Or Alpha, yeah. You've got the War Raiders are still going to be around.
Academy, not American Alpha.
They're
American
building
Alpha
the tag division, and I think a title change here really does good for the tag division.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it'll be a close match, though? Do you think it'll be a close match?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you think wins?
I'm going to go New Day on this one.
All right. We're both agreeing on the first two matches. This is rare.
Will I be telling them that they suck all night? Yes.
You're an ass. But yeah, no, it's going to be a hell of a tag match. I think this is going to be a sleeper pick for one of those matches that are really good.
Oh, yeah. Very possible. All right. So next up in a singles match, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Chad Gable in a mask. Come on.
No, it's not Chad Gable. Come on. You know this. It's El Grande Americano.
Okay, we all know that that's Chad Gable in a mask.
You know why I don't think it's Chad? You know why I don't think it's Chad Gable? This guy has bad vision. He has to put pieces under his eye in order to see better so he can wrestle. So I think he's got special contacts he has to wear so he can see his opponents in the ring.
Oh,
so this guy's got bad vision.
No, the only thing he's putting in his mask during those matches is a piece of metal to hit people in the head with.
No. There's no cheating going on. It's just to help his vision, man. I think he's got poor eyesight.
Well, I think Ray's going to pick up the win here.
Yes, I do agree with that.
And I think El Grande Americano is going to get unmasked.
Yes, but will there be a swerve? Will there at the last minute after he gets pinned, they switch to another masked man so that way it's not Chad Gable?
It's possible, but yeah, not likely. But the reason why I say that, I say he's going to get unmasked, is because this El Grande Americano storyline is not meant for a long-term story.
No.
It's not something they're going to keep going and going with. I mean, Mr. America or whatever with Hulk Hogan.
You know, I do like the way they did this, though, because when Gable met that guy in that sketchy area, he had a box, which we're assuming was a lucha mask.
Yeah, we didn't really see it.
I don't hate the story, but a lot of people are saying this shouldn't be on the Mania card. But I'm sorry, Ray. Ray is still a good performer for a man that's in his 50s. And if it is Chad Gable under the mask, if Gable deserves a bigger push, they've taken so long to give him much. So I think Ray wins, but I think Americano puts up a good fight and they make it look good.
Yeah. All right, so next up we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
All right. This could be a good match or it could be a slaughter, but I see Jade going over.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's going to be a good match because Naomi is a very good performer. Even though she did need to get her ring cardio back up during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But that happens a lot with people, though. We won't.
That was last year, and she had just gotten back to the WWE style, so I keep her break on it.
That was her first match back in the WWE. So, yeah, I was just making jokes. But, yeah, no, I don't see them having Jade lose because it does look like they're going to be pushing Jade as a singles competitor. So she needs to win this match.
I do, too. I think so, too. I think Naomi can look good and put up a fight on the way out, but I think Jade gets the win here. So...
All right, so next up is LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How the hell do you stop a Samoan werewolf?
With a BTE. Oh, God. What is it? Blunt force trauma. BFT?
I don't think a BLT helps here. I really think
Not
that.
LT. FT.
Oh, I
Blunt
think Jacob.
force
I think
trauma.
Jacob thought 2 is too much for LA Knight here. I think.
Oh,
Jacob
I agree. I think even though LA Knight has not had it for the United States title for a very long run this time, I do think he's going to drop it.
I hope he gets a better poker face though, because whenever he had to drop the U.S. belt to Shinsuke, you could tell when he came out he actually looked pissed and threw the belt, so you knew he was going to lose. I hope he gets a
Well,
little bit
because I
better
don't
and
think he
not
was
like
ready to drop
giving
it
away the
then.
result of the match like he did that night. To me, it gave it away because he got mad and he threw the belt, but he went out to the ring. So I think he needs to have a poker face.
Yeah, well, maybe if he's okay
Yeah,
with
Jacob is a star in the making. I think this will help him.
Yeah, because he needs a good U.S. title run before they even think about putting the world belt on him.
Yes,
which I do think
I
is
agree with
eventually
that
coming.
because I see him in a. He's eventually going to be going for the world title. But where the hell's Solo on this card? Damn it! Come on.
I don't know what's with the booking on Solo. We'll talk about
I'm
that in
surprised they
another
didn't
video.
do a triple threat with LA Knight, Solo, and Fatu. That way you could have LA Knight trying to take advantage of those two wanting to tear each other's heads off. Maybe that's a SummerSlam match though. If Jacob wins, maybe he faces Solo at SummerSlam.
Or Backlash.
Yeah, I see it being a bigger
I mean,
deal.
we got plenty of pay-per-views between now and SummerSlam.
Right, but Backlash is typically rematches from Mania for the most part.
True. That is true. All right, so next up. All right, I'm going to say it now. Tiffy Time versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. I don't see any way. I mean, as much as WWE loves to push Charlotte Flair to the moon, I don't see Tiffany Stratton losing this match for a couple of different reasons. One, she has not had that title all that long. She's only had it like, 3 months? January, February?
Yeah, I think so.
And two, they're trying to build her up as the next big star. And you're not going to build her up by having her lose her first big title match at Mania.
You know,
Charlotte
when
could take
we've
that.
been watching. Okay, we've been watching Tiffany ever since what was it last year at the Chamber when she was kind of up and coming. She was getting these big pops before she ever even was in the title picture. So it's been over a year long run where the fans are really behind her. Now, Charlotte Flair, whether you like her or not, is one of the most accomplished women's or wrestlers, period. I mean, really, if you think about how many titles she's had. So this is one of those, I honestly think this is one of those Mania matches that could go either way. But a lot of years they don't have the Rumble winner. Both Rumble winners win.
Yeah, and I think Jay.
I know last year both Rumble winners won the title. So this year I think it might be 1-1. So I'm going to go with Tiffany as well. But it wouldn't be shocking if they decided to give it to Charlotte, given her history and her performance at Mania. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tiffany. But it's Charlotte. She's one of the best to ever do it. Like I said, whether you like her or not, she's a consistent performer. But I'm going to go with Tiffany, but I think Charlotte puts up one hell of a fight.
All right. Last match for night one. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. That's going to be an interesting one. That is a hard one to call. Woo! I mean, we could see. Now, I don't see Paul Heyman turning on Roman just to help Punk. And I don't see Heyman turning on Punk to help Roman because that's going to make Roman look heel. And they just turned him face. Like, not even a year ago. Only a few months ago. So turning him back heel so quickly would be a detriment to him. You're going to
Yes.
turn him into a Big Show treatment here, and I don't think he wants to be a Big Show. I don't think anybody wants to be Big Show.
No, Roman's not going to turn heel with the pops he's getting. This is Punk's first main event of WrestleMania.
Yep.
And they've been doing a good job of not overly doing it with Punk. They haven't given him a world title yet. They haven't pushed him down our throats. Punk's still one of my favorites. But I think Paul Heyman joins Seth freaking Rollins, and Seth Rollins gets the win here.
I could see that, him turning on the other two to join Rollins. And Rollins, let's be honest, as good on the mic as he is, I'll be honest, his stick gets old. His crazy visionary stick gets old.
Roman Reigns had the belt for 1,316 days. Yes, 316, which is why everyone thought Stone Cold was going to be the one to beat him up. But Roman's been champion. He doesn't need the win. Punk, it's his first Mania main event, but he's only lost to Seth once, and he's actually beat a lot of opponents. So I think Seth needs the win here because they owe him after last year for carrying Cody, in my opinion. He literally sacrificed his body. He couldn't even walk.
Yeah. At the end of that,
I'm picking Rollins, even if I just think Rollins could use the win, and I think he needs some momentum. So I'm going for that reason. I'm going Seth Rollins. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Seth as well, because as I said, he could use Heyman as a manager because his visionary stick gets old after a little bit.
I'm not tired of Seth Rollins
and all that.
I'm not tired of Rollins, but I will say Punk is my favorite of the three when it comes to the mic work and everything because he does a really good job. And people can say what they want about CM Punk. The guy draws, the guy brings in money, the guy sells merchandise. All three of these guys are three of some of your top guys in the company. So it's interesting to see where their stories go after this match.
Yep. All right.
And Heyman still owes Rollins a favor. Heyman still owes Rollins a favor, so maybe Rollins gets a chair from Heyman when referee.
Maybe.
Okay, so we agreed with every match for night one. That's rare. What do we got for night two?
All right, so night two, we got the other triple threat, but this one's for the Women's World Championship. You got Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. I think there's only one way this match can go. One way.
Okay.
And that's Bianca winning. Let's keep her winning streak alive. She hasn't had a world title in what, a year? Year and a half?
Something
it's been a little bit since she's had a world title. And like her man, she does need a little gold.
Well, I think I like all three of these women. Let me say that. None of these three to me are overpushed. They're three of the top women on Raw. There's one other, Liv, of course, but they are three of the top women on Raw. They've had a hell of a story. They've had good feuds. They've had good match together. I think the winner is going to be the fastest, the strongest, the smartest, Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. And I think this is going to go one of two ways. Bianca wins, and then they build to Rhea versus Bianca one-on-one because I think Bianca pins Io here to win the belt. And she doesn't pin Rhea to protect Rhea. So I think Bianca pins Io, and they either set up the one-on-one at a later date, or they wait a full year. Jade wins the Rumble. She challenges Bianca, and you find out Bianca was behind the Naomi attack. She was the brain. So I think Bianca eventually is either facing Rhea or Jade at Mania for next year. That's where I think this is going. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bianca as well because she's undefeated. Why end it this early?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get an Undertaker 20-something wins, but let her have a good little streak.
What is she up to? Like four maybe?
3 or 4.
Because I know she's beat Sasha,
Becky, Charlotte.
And the only one she hasn't faced at Mania is Bayley.
Yeah.
Who was the other one?
And then, or did she face Bayley?
No, she didn't face Bayley.
And then they had that 6-woman tag match last year.
Yeah. So she's 4-0. So yeah, get her to 5-0, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think Bianca wins. What do you got next?
Match is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie for the W Women's Tag Team Championships.
I was shocked, as I told you. I kind of thought they were going to go Maxine and Natalia because you have the veteran that trains her. I thought they were going to give them a little bit of a match there, so I was
Would
actually
have
kind
made
of
things
shocked.
easier on me. Shit.
Huh?
I'm torn. I don't know if I want Cutie Liv to win or Bailey to win. Who am I kidding? It's a Bailey.
If they do the rare double champ where Lyra gets to carry both belts, it could happen unless they have her drop. Well, no, she wouldn't be able to drop it now because Raw's over. I'm going with Liv and Raquel simply because Liv is pretty over. She's worked her butt off, and I think her and Raquel retain, but I think it's going to be a hell of a fight.
And as I said, I'm going to go Bailey and Lyra.
Okay.
You got Cutie Bailey and then Cutie Irish Girl. Win-win.
I like Lyra a lot. As I told you, her in-ring work has won me over. She has the cool entrance, but she has been the most fighting champion of any of the women in the last since she's won it. So but I'm still going to go with Liv and Raquel, Liv and Raquel never cheat, so they're going to win this thing fair and square. 1, 2, 3 in the middle.
Those two don't not cheat. Fat chance.
Oh, come on. You know Liv's never cheated to win. She always wins.
All right. Next match. Speaking of cheaters, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Where's your bottle of Prime? I thought Logan was your favorite wrestler.
Do not do this simple, kids. I cannot stand Logan Paul. For all y'all who don't know, never heard me talk about it because I don't talk about Logan Paul. I don't like him. I'm sorry, but you go to Japan, which is a very respect culture. Like they are very picky. Very picky. You go into a place called the Suicide Forest. Okay. That's fine. That's not a place I would go into. I'd be staying the hell away from that dang place. And then you record a YouTube video and mock the dead people hanging behind you.
I will say Logan was young and dumb, and he has apologized for that. Do I think that he has bad things about him? Yes.
Okay, he was
because he's only in his 20s right now, so he probably would have been like 18, 19.
Yeah, he still should have known better.
He should have. I would never do that. So that, but when
18,
you look
19, if he was like 16, 17, I would have let him slide.
Okay, he was a kid then. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I said if he was. I'm pretty sure he was 18 at the time.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on. Since you've got this pulled up, I'm going to switch over here. Look, we're actually going to look up how old Logan was at the time of that incident.
All right, so AJ and Logan have had some exchanges over the past few weeks, and Logan's attacked AJ, and they've had a really good battle on the mic. AJ is phenomenal. He is. He's one of the greatest to ever do it.
He's a phenomenal one.
If you've seen him in TNA, but he's going up against the humble one, Logan Paul. The most humble man in WWE. His song even says it. I think this is one of those matches that you put on third or fourth, kind of like after a title match to sort of filter in between title matches. I think these two are going to have a barn burner. They're going to have a hell of a match. But I think Logan Paul gets the win and goes over. What do you think?
It's kind of hard to say because AJ could use the win because he hasn't had any big matches lately.
Right.
So, well, it was in 2018.
7 years ago.
Yeah, and he's 30 now, so he was like 23.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely should have known better.
I won't let that one slide either. But if we're going by his in-ring work,
he's great in-ring worker. I'll be honest.
He's been taken to the business really quick. I do respect his ability in the ring. Do I like him as a person? No. I will not drink Prime. I think it's stupid.
No,
but
I don't drink energy drinks anyways.
I do see Logan getting the win here, but this is one of those, it could go either way. This isn't one of those clear-cut favorites. It could go either way, but I think some heels have to win. So I think Logan could go over here. But then on the other side, it's hard to go against AJ Styles. The man has won so many championships everywhere he's been. He's one of the most decorated wrestlers of all time. He had the best Royal Rumble debut of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so yeah, this is one of those I'm not going to be upset either way, depending on what
even though W screwed up the camera view.
That's true. I do think Logan, if Logan does win, I hope he doesn't have one of his idiots in a prime bottle that's getting old. I do hope it's just one-on-one.
Yeah, because I don't want to see, unless it's an actual wrestler, anybody in the prime bottle, because I do not want to see one of Logan's little buddies try to take a Styles clash and get their neck almost broke because they're an idiot.
Right. We saw what happened to iShow Speed at a Rumble when he took the spear from Braun.
Oh, boy. I'm sure he was hurting after that.
It still probably wasn't as bad as the Carlito one. Oh, my God. Braun hit him so hard he flipped.
It looked painful, but he took it right.
Right.
iShow Speed did not take that right at all. I'm surprised, as hard as he hit, I'm surprised he didn't, I don't know who you are, but leave me the beep alone.
I'm surprised iShow Speed didn't die. He looked like a freaking inflatable doll when he took that spear.
Oh, yeah. Nope. There was no, nope. I said, I'm surprised he did. Okay, well, back to AJ Styles and me talking about the screwed up camera view. Instead of showing the Tron when it flapped up, I am phenomenal, because, dead giveaway at that point, they were showing Roman Reigns' face. And you could just hear the crowd getting super excited.
I thought it was intentional. I thought they were trying to get you excited.
No. They actually admitted that somebody screwed up in the production truck and showed the wrong camera angle.
Well, I reacted more to it because there was a delay. I'm like, wait, who is this? And all of a sudden, oh my God, it's AJ Styles. That was really cool. Because I remember us watching that. You guys, him and Viper came up to visit me when I was teaching over there in Danville, and we actually watched it together, and we were all have the same reaction. We were all jumping up. Who do you pick to win this? By the way, you never did say.
I'm gonna go AJ.
Okay.
All right. So,
what's next?
But I am going to use Chris Jericho's least favorite word. But since I'm not talking about actual wrestling, I think you'll let me slide. Boy, that was definitely a botch.
That was a mistake.
I know he hates that word, but since I want to talk about actual wrestling, I think you'll let me slide. All right, next match here. We only got 3 more matches. So,
all right.
We got Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor, my boy Balor, versus Dominic Mysterio.
The man who served hard time.
Dirty Dom.
Yeah, he served hard time. He had to go a day without chicken tenders, so he knew what hard time was like after that.
Yeah. We all know he wasn't actually arrested. Come on.
Yeah, he was. Hey, did you not see them bringing out in WrestleMania from the back of the police vehicle?
You know they can easily.
Dom did hard time, and it made him a better man.
I'm not making any. I'm gonna leave my jokes to myself. All right, so who do you got winning this one?
Okay, this is very
a tough one.
This is tough because it's not elimination. I wish they would go to elimination when it's a fatal 4-way. There are 2 ways they could go. One has a better story. One is just really cool. So this is it's between 2 people, in my opinion.
All right, what you got?
Well, if you're going with the cool one, Penta, because Penta's had a really badass run. But if you're going with the best story, Dom pins Balor to end the Judgment Day as we know it, because Judgment Day is getting stale, but it don't have the same main event star power as when Damian and Rhea were there. So I think Liv, we're going to find out, has been the mastermind the whole time. So if Penta wins, he's going to pin one of the others, but I don't know. It's 50-50 between Dom and Penta, in my opinion. So I'm having a hard time deciding.
I think either Dom or Penta's going to win. I agree. And I don't think Breaker is going to take the pin. I think Finn's going to, no matter who wins.
Yes.
Because
sadly, because Finn
or the
loses
other
a lot.
or Finn or Dominic if Penta's going to win. That way,
Right.
you're protecting Breaker. I don't think Breaker's going to take the pin.
You know
setting
what?
up easy way for him to get a rematch because we want to see Penta versus Braun Breaker one-on-one.
The only question we have to think about is if Penta doesn't get the win, where does he go story-wise? Because they pushed him so far. So it's hard to bet. You know what?
Either way.
Dom would be the shock win. I'm going to go ahead and go with Penta, though. I'm going to do the safe bet. I'm going to go Penta.
And to talk about your thing with Liv, we all know that Liv has been dragging Dominic around by his Johnson. If you guys don't know what that joke means,
she's been pulling him around by his chicken tenders. We'll say that.
You could say it that way too. If you don't know what that means, don't go ask mommy and daddy what that means. It's not a joke you need to learn.
No, just Google it. But
don't do that either.
Why not?
Don't tell them to do that. It's still going to get us in trouble.
No, delete your search history after that.
What?
You know what? Too bad timeless Tony Storms. Too bad timeless Tony Storm's not here because she gives kids the best advice. But no, I'm going to go with Penta.
I'm trying not to say it.
I'm going to go with Penta, but I do think Dom and Finn are breaking up soon because they've said some things to each other that they're split up. So I do think the end of Judgment Day, as we know, it's coming soon because it doesn't have Carlito just as a hangout guy.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Doing there?
Yeah,
it's not cool.
And taking mean spears from Braun Breaker apparently.
Right, Liv and Raquel have had a good run, but they haven't really done much with Judgment Day.
No, poor JD.
I'm going to go with Penta. Who do you
What?
think? I'm going with Penta. Who do you think?
I'm going to go Dom. That way we're not doing the same.
Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah, to your timeless Totally Storm comment. You mean watch out for the shoe? Well, I ain't saying the rest of it.
She made a comment not too long ago that was really bad.
She did. Don't forget naming the tag team of her and Thunder Rosa.
Well, that wasn't it. That wasn't
No, I know that's not it. I'm just adding this one to it. Not to mention naming their team of Thunder Rosa and her as Thunder Tits.
Chin up.
I don't know if that was planned, but it was hilarious.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe.
Yeah, that's the line I was trying not to say the wrong line. All right, let's
get on. There goes our damn PG rating. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I think we passed PG a long time ago.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, now we've got the fun match. The match that isn't just a straightforward regular match. Finally, we got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. It's a gosh darn street fight in Las Vegas.
Yeah. But in this case, what happens in Vegas will not stay in Vegas, as we'll all be watching. This is very weird. There hasn't been a good story build. They really haven't done much with this. They've just
been beating the crap out of each other, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Drew.
I'll go Damian. That way we're different. I don't really care who wins that. I just want to see a badass match.
Well, Drew to me needs another main event run, so having him win here gives him some momentum.
Yeah, Damian could also use another main event run himself.
I think it's too early for that, though. They got to build him back up, I think.
All right.
Is it time for the hardest match to predict of the whole show?
Yes, it is time for the WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, versus John Cena.
And now we can all see him. Because he's an asshole.
I'm sorry, people. Those jokes are getting old. Please stop. They stopped being funny like 6 months ago, if not 2 or 3 years ago. They were funny for a little while, and now it's time to stop.
Okay.
Yes, this is a very hard match to predict because I could see it going both ways. Do you let John Cena win the 17th World title at WrestleMania? And then after that, how long do you keep him heel? No matter what, how long do you keep him heel throughout the rest of this year? Because this
I
heel period,
think you
I
keep
don't
him.
think it's going to last the rest of the year.
I think you keep him heel for the entire year. And
I
let
mean,
him
I
move
could be
on.
wrong. I just don't think so. I mean,
And then
because there's so
after
many.
his final match, if he wins and retires the belt like he says he's going to, then you keep him heel. But if he loses, you let him go out waving to the fans and kind of show that he's a good
Well,
guy again.
he's not retiring the belt after this. We already know that because W will not allow him to retire the W Championship. And we already know he's advertised for Backlash. So, yeah.
This is a tough one because if Cena wins this, you could have him face Orton at Backlash, which would be one hell of a match.
Or we could also get a Cody versus Randy versus Cena triple threat match.
That would be more of a SummerSlam.
I'd be okay with that.
That'd be more of a SummerSlam match. Backlash usually isn't as big as Mania or SummerSlam. You know what I mean? It's usually
true. Yeah, it's a B pay-per-view. It's a B show.
I'm going back and forth because you got a guy who had one of the best 2-year stories, chasing Roman 2 years in a row and finally winning. But the only guy right now I could see beating Cody is this version of John Cena. We were shocked. We watched it live. Me, you, and Viper were all watching whenever Cena turned heel.
Oh, yeah. And the Cody Rhodes F-bomb.
Yeah. Cody is
and as we
one
were
of
watching,
my favorite comeback stories as far as him leaving, coming back, and having a hell of a run as he's come back. And then on the other hand, you have a guy who he was literally the guy for a long time, and he won so many belts. You know what? Screw it. John Cena becomes a 17-time champion. And
I was going to go Cena as well.
Cody gets him by the end of the year in a rematch and takes it back from him.
Yeah. That way you don't have Cody have a super, super long title reign. Because let's be honest, we just got out of a 13,100 title reign. Not saying the exact number. We don't need somebody else having a super long title reign. A breakup in the title reign would be nice.
Well, you got to think too. If Rock gets involved, he'll help Cena.
Yeah, well, obviously, Cody told Rock to go F himself.
Right. The only way.
Not trying to say it.
What would be really interesting is if the rumor were to come true.
What?
Rock comes out to help. Stone Cold comes out and takes out Rock, but then Cena still catches Cody by surprise and beats him. That's one way you could do it.
Oh yeah, you could.
This could go either way. I'm picking Cena as of now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm going Cena too. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh yeah, we were talking about what happened the night John Cena turned. You guys think I'm fast on here at telling people do not say that word? I think I was faster that night. We were watching, and Brian's nephew happened to be in the room. Well, his oldest nephew, who's about 9 years old.
Yeah, that's not 8 or 9, yeah.
Jason's 8 or 9. You should saw. Now, mind you, I think Donna was in the room. I think she heard it as well.
She was.
But before she could even say anything, my head had already whipped around, was looking at him and said, "Do not repeat that word." Like I whipped around real quick to tell him, "Do not say that word."
Right. I do hope Cody gets to throw a punch at that dumbass Travis Scott.
Yes, please. I do hope he's there to punch him in the face.
Because he waylaid Cody.
Oh, yeah. He said that The Rock told him to do it. He totally got in trouble with Triple H backstage for that one. He got in trouble for Triple. The only one who wasn't mad at him for it, for slapping him as hard as he did, was Cody. Cody was all cool with it, but Triple H was not happy.
Yeah, you got to protect your main event of WrestleMania. I'm sorry, but you'll notice a lot of times they don't put the main eventers of WrestleMania in big matches like a week or two before. They try to make it more promos and throw in a few punches.
Well, yeah, because any simple match you have can result in an injury. Just ask Kevin Owens.
Yeah, sadly, he won't be. And I will say this, though. Of the matches,
Roman is in Vegas.
Roman, Seth, and Punk have been doing a lot of work leading up to this. They've been in a lot of matches, and they've actually been doing a lot of physical altercations leading up to this match. So I was kind of surprised.
To address the Kevin Owens of it all, he is in Vegas. He is not competing, guys.
No.
It's not happening. The only reason he is there is because he has meet and greets, and he is not. He delayed his surgery. One
He already had it.
No, he did not have surgery yet. Because if he would have had surgery, he could not have been in Vegas.
Oh, I thought they said he already had his surgery.
Yeah, it was a false report.
Thing that said he had successful neck surgery.
Yeah, it was a false report.
Okay.
Because he would have had neck surgery, there's no way he would have been in Vegas. He wouldn't have been able to travel. It's one of those things you can't travel after neck surgery.
Yeah, it does say it was inaccurate.
Yeah, it was inaccurate. But no.
Because with that kind of stuff, sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to travel. So, and he wanted to make one. I think he was going for a second opinion through a doctor that, ironically, Randy Orton gave him. Ironically, and two, he wanted to make sure that he could make his scheduled meet and greets for WrestleMania. He didn't want to back out of those. Which you got to respect the hell out of him for that. If you're still able to move well enough, then why not? Let him do it. Yeah, you got to respect the hell out of him for that. He wanted to still go and meet his fans before he's definitely not going to be able to for a little while. Yeah, because they said he was only going to be, one report that I saw that said he had surgery, said he was only going to be out 9 to 12 months. I'm like, no, not major neck surgery. No, it's a year at least.
That's what I was seeing here, at least a year.
Yeah, maybe longer.
But everyone, okay, I want to address this. The fans, not us. Obviously, there are times where you can talk about things that could be better in WWE, but the fans have really been hating on this card. I've heard that's the reason why Jay and Gunther are not main eventing. Instead, their opening was because of the backlash from Jay facing Gunther for the title, because they've already done the match too many times, I disagree with that. I think it's a hot feud. I am glad they're opening, though, because I think the crowd's going to have the most energy at the start of the night, and they're all going to be yeeting, where if you put it at the main event, the crowd response might not be the same. So I actually think WWE made the right call here in having the Punk Roman Rollins, because that'll bring the crowd back up. But this is not a bad card. Are there matches that maybe would have been better than Mysterio and El Grande Americano? Maybe. But it's not. It doesn't look like a bad card. I want to see how the card plays out and where the stories go in the next 3 months or so. Then look at the big picture, because fans are very quick to crap all over something without actually taking the time to see where did it go, where did the story go. Like Cody losing the first year Roman, everyone complained, but then it made for a better story with Cody getting in the second time.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing I'm going to address here. They say that they've done Gunther versus Jay too many times. This is only his second time facing him for the World Heavyweight title. We're not counting the times that he faced him for the IC title.
Well, that's what they're talking about, the number of times they faced off one-on-one.
Yeah. How many times has Drew and Damian faced off one-on-one?
Well, they don't want that match either. They don't want that match either, though.
Yeah, they don't want that match either.
They think Drew deserves better, which I'm going to say this. Damian is very underappreciated and underrated. He can work in the ring.
Is.
Maybe they need to work on his character again, but that's about it. In ring-wise, he's good. Is it my number one match I'm looking forward to? No, but it's not going to be a
it's not going to be a complete. It's not going to be a P-break match, that's for sure.
But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this card the potential to be a WrestleMania 31. 31 is one of my favorite Manias of all time. It could be one of those where we appreciate it more later, but let's see what happens first.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how this builds to the stories that we see for the first 2 night SummerSlam ever. So I think we're going to see a little bit of long-term. Triple H is doing this long-term storytelling. We're not getting every storyline resolved in like 3 months. So I do like that they're going that route. If Jay does beat Gunther, which I think he will, the question's going to be who would be some of his opponents, because that could get interesting.
Oh, yeah. But we'll see about that. Well, maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, but guys, this has been our WrestleMania predictions, and we will catch you another time.
Oh yeah. Catch you later.
Until
Peace.
next time, yeet.